All right, so Doug, I'm going to do this one time just so I can show you what I'm looking at, but I'm not going to answer any more questions like this again. Love you. I really love you, but I'm not giving you the answer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to fish. So next time you ask me these, I'm going to ask you, what did you think of the study? Let's spend some time setting up a Zoom and let's make sure we understand how to break down a chart. I'm going to teach you how to fish instead of putting the plate before you. So I don't mean to offend you, but that's where we can be most effective. So here's an apple. I do think there's an opportunity here. Here's an apple chart, right? And this is a daily chart. So one of the things I've observed is it's trading at the 112, which you gave me. Didn't have any post trade, didn't have any post market movement. So this is the true number. Just real quick, Apple had a nice run up going into the. They had a nice run up, really driven by their 4-for-1 split, which took place on the 31st. And then it went up a little more, but like Tesla, it had a major sell off, right? And now I'm starting to see something here. So what I'm going to do is let me just draw some things for you just to tell you what I'm looking at. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a trend line. Now, I'm also, as a full disclosure, I have some long positions in Apple. I have some Apple stock. I also have some Apple option contracts, which go out to next year. The club actually even has some Apple option contracts to go out to next year. All right, so so this is a pretty healthy trend line, right? Because I see it respected the trend line. It's up. It kissed it again here on the 18th, went down, and now I'm starting to see a little upward movement. So I think, this is when you want to buy Apple, right? When it pulled back, this is the famous term buying on. This may be buying on the dip because I haven't seen where it pierced this line. If it pierces this line, then we got them going down. Then we have a different scenario. So there may be an opportunity because it looked like there's now some upward momentum. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some studies, and I'm going to just give you a little forewarning. If you're looking at this on a phone, this doesn't come through as cleanly as it does if you're looking at it on a laptop. I got my 5 moving averages, right? And I can see right now that it's moving up towards my 34-day moving average. Um, there's a couple of things I want to bring to your attention. I've been big on the squeeze. I gave you a video on that. So here it had its upward momentum. Dark blue is telling me it was starting to lose steam. It started losing its upward momentum. I can't zoom anymore. It started losing its upward momentum, and it even was aggressively selling off. Yellow means that this previous is starting to lose its momentum, and that's consistent with after this downtrend, there's a little up move. I also see down here, this is another study that I'm going to start to introduce, which is comparing the balance between people buying and selling. And this is saying over here that there were more sellers than buyers. That's what caused it to drop, the price to drop, which is similar to up here. And now this is telling me, hey, this previous downward momentum may be reversing. So I think there's an upward trend, but this doesn't mean that it's going to happen immediately. It just means that the previous momentum has shifted, and now as a result of that, an upward trend may be coming. And the squeeze is telling me the same thing, right? Um, the downward was red. Now I'm seeing yellow. So I think upward movement is coming, but it's may need a little time to develop. This last thing that I have here is called the average true range, which tells you over a 14-day period how the stock is moving. So if you just look at this box here and I bring it to the current day, you see that in a 14-day period, the stock could move 5 points, right? So in a 2-week period, the stock can get to 17, right? So here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to look at a chart. I'm going to go out to the monthlies, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to look at the I'm going to look at the November 20th option contracts, right? And this is saying there's a 55% chance that this stock will move by almost 20 points by this time. It'll move by 20 points. That's not bad. So I'm going to set up a low risk. I'm going to do my best to set up a low risk trade. I'm going to look to do a trade that's going to do that's going to also buy protection. So this is how I like to do these trades. I'm going to look at the Delta 30, which says that it's going to move, it's going to get to 126. Okay, so they're saying 19 points, 20 points. It's currently at 112, so that's 132. So they're saying that this could get to 132. I'm going to say, let's buy the options. Let's do a little vertical spread, right? So here's what I'm going to propose to you. Let me get out of this. Let me set it up correctly. Here's what my proposition is to you, my friend, or my suggestion. I'm sorry, I'm struggling here. Where's the 30s? Here it is. So here's my suggestion. Okay, I am going to suggest a vertical spread. Let me come out of here. I'm going to suggest buying the 126. Let me look at that again. The 126.25, I'm going to do a 30-10 vertical. The 126.25 and selling the 146.25. And what this does, let's just see what this price is. So this is perfect. This is $270, right? This is saying that if the stock gets up to 147, you make money. I'm sorry, the 146 even, that's where your sweet spot is. You make money from 126 to 146. After this number, they start to make money. So you want to be out of this trade by then. What is the risk reward for doing a trade like this? You can't beat that, right? I'm suggesting you buy 10 of these contracts. 10 of these contracts will get you 27. You spend 2,700 with the potential to make $17,000. My recommendation is that's if you get 100%. My recommendation is that you just look for a 70% window, right? So do this trade. You don't have to get all 17,000. You put in your sell order immediately. Now, let's set up some risk rewards for this trade. Let's set up some stops in case I'm wrong, right? So let's just do a quick Fibonacci here. All right, so I think the stock is going to get up that far. Oh, that doesn't help you. Let's just do a Fibonacci. So let's just see where my support levels are. Dog, if you don't understand what I'm saying, that means you gotta fuck with me. So I am saying right now this is where the stock is. 38. Let's put another retracement in there. 38. Let's see where this gets me. Okay, so you have some room. If this stock falls, so right now, if it falls down to 103, you're definitely out of this trade. But for me, you're losing too much. So I would just probably say that if this stock falls, you're at 112. So if this stock falls, 107, I would be getting out of this trade. But, you can see where the levels are. Right now it's heading towards 116 and 137 is 100%. You're making money if it gets here to 61%. It's been here before because you could see it's already been up to this kind of numbers before. So that's what I'm suggesting as a trade, my brother. I'm suggesting you buy as many contracts as you want. You buy the 146. You buy the 126. So November 20th, 126. Sell the 146. It'll cost you about $2.70 a contract. which means it's $270. If you were to buy 10 of those contracts, it would cost you $2,700. You got the potential to make 17,000. Love you. Don't ask me to do this shit again. I'm giving you one. The next time we fuck with each other, you're going to learn to understand how to do this. Rude to the Qs.